to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, roll call shows not quite everybody is here. Mr. Zoroyan is still missing, but we must proceed on. 2.4 report on special board closed session. We heard information on a discipline action. No discipline issue. No action was taken. 2.4.1 report on special board study session. As many of you got to hear, we received an update from Dr. Kaiser on the Common Core and how it is being implemented here and the whens and the whats. So thank you, Dr. Kaiser. 2.5 order of business. Dr. Trosian, is there any change in the order of business?
There is not.
Okay. Item 2.6, minutes of the regular board meeting of May 14th. Do I have a motion?
Move approval.
Second? Ms. Mariconda? Rob and Mr. Williams.
Board Member Wong.
Yes.
Board Member Williams.
Yes.
Board Member Gilliland.
Yes.
Board Member Hammond.
Yes.
President Zuko.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0.
Okay, how about, can I go back and make one little change in the order? Can we move 3.3 after 3.1 so we can do also the retirements after the recognizing the team?
Sure.
Okay. Any objection? Okay, great. All right, so with 3.0 in communications, if I could have the board join me at the front, we will recognize our Monrovia High School girls softball team of 2013, the Rio Hondo League champions. So my favorite part about when the teams come is I always like to have the coaches do the introductions and hand out the certificates, since this is their team. I mean, I am thrilled that we're here with them, and I love giving them the certificates, but these people against the wall, they did everything. So Coach Dave, would you please come up and recognize your team?
Thank you guys for having us. We really wanted to thank the board for recognizing the girls' accomplishments. It was a great season for the girls. They committed early on in the years of the school year and back in September, and they made it all the way through the year, and we accomplished the goals that we set. First, before I start with the girls, I wanted to acknowledge the coaching staff that makes things happen. I mean, it takes a lot to get out there and complete an entire season. First coach I wanted to acknowledge is Coach Joe.
Wait, you forgot your gifts. Wait, oh no, we think of these things. Congratulations. This is not mine.
Secondly, I'd like to acknowledge who I always say is the heart of Monrovia softball. That's Coach David Brubaker.
Okay, I'm sorry.
And then our on-campus JV coach, Veronica Gunnasecker. I probably butchered that.
I have one for you too.
Oh, great. Well, thank you. I really appreciate that.
Here? Nope, that's for somebody else.
Oh, yes. This is actually for our first assistant coach who couldn't make it today. It's Coach Isaac Delgadillo. Great. And I appreciate this as well. Thank you guys very much. First off, it'd be Hunter Alvarez. Derek Blow. Tanya Galvan. Adrian Guerra. One of our freshmen who couldn't make it today, Victoria Gutierrez. We'll make sure she gets this. Brianna Lopez. Another freshman who couldn't make it today, we'll give this to her as well, Brittany Lopez. Brooke Mann. Elise McCarthy. And another freshman who couldn't make it, Alyssa Mendoza. Michelle Palfrey. Sammy Saucedo. And our captain, Shelby Zernico. Thank you very much.
We usually do a picture. So if the girls would like to file in front of the board, you're taller than I won't be as tall as you all, but you can, I'll get in the front. So if you can file up in front, all your parents can take pictures and post them to Instagram.
Right up here. One, two, three. Hold on, Sean's got to get that's right. You better hurry now. Good job, ladies.
Next up, we moved the stuff around just a little bit, and we're going to have Darvin Jackson come up and recognize some of our people that aren't going to be here next year.
Sure. So tonight we continue our celebrations of our retirees, those who have served our students and supported our parents in this community for many a year. But before we acknowledge those present tonight, I'd like to acknowledge the retirees who are unable to attend. Brenda Conley, she was a bus driver here for 7 years, so if we can acknowledge her. Debbie Bland, she was the director of our MOT department, and she served the Monrovia Unified School District for 10 years. Diane Frutrell, she was a speech and language pathologist, and she served for 16 and a half years. Beth Lajeski, teacher, 19 and a half years. David Roble, teacher, 28 years. Sosan Mitchell, teacher, 28 and a half years. Marianne Fethke, teacher, 29 years. And finally, Tilly Bustos, she was a Clerical 2 staff member at Canyon Oaks and Mountain Park, 32 years. So with that said, we'll start with Stacy from Wild Rose. I think it's an honor to have the site administrator who's been working alongside the teachers for many, many years to come up and be able to recognize their staff members. So I'm going to step to the side. Stacy, you're up.
Good evening. Tonight, we are celebrating the retirement of Tony Iranfar. So, Tony, if you can come on up with me and stand here. Tony currently works as a second grade teacher at Wild Rose Elementary School with our whole staff and myself. Tony is a very special person. She is a wife, a mother, and a teacher. And she began her career in education as a teacher's aide in LAUSD and also a tutor for ELAC, right? And prior to becoming a teacher here in Monrovia, she was actually a line operator for KHJ radio station, right? And a 911 dispatcher. And let me tell you, this came in handy at Wild Rose during our emergency drills because she was on the radio being my commander in communication. So I don't know what I'm going to do next year. I got to figure out another 911 operator to take her place. But in Monrovia, she started as a classroom volunteer at Plymouth. And then we were so excited to eventually have her at Wild Rose. At Plymouth, she was a PTA member. She was also on the PTA board. And I think they gave her the bug to become a teacher because she went to school at Cal State LA and she changed her major from sociology to child development and got that teaching credential. So she started it in Monrovia in 2000. Is that right? February 2000. Yes, I got my stuff right. So we're lucky enough to have her at Wild Rose. Her passion for teaching and success with her students is very evident. She is definitely dedicated to her classroom. She spends tireless hours staying late, coming on weekends. I even understand that there are many times where she might be seen at one of her students' football games or baseball games or theater recitals. She definitely builds relationships with her kids and cares so much about them. So many of her students have gone off to college now, but some of them still continue to stay in contact with her. So I encourage you, all of you students out there that were in Mrs. Iranfar's class, to send her well wishes on her retirement, because we applaud you, Tony, for all of your efforts in Monrovia Unified, and we will definitely miss you, but congratulations in your retirement years. She's not here. No. I'm positive. I do not see her. I can say something a little bit. No. Okay.
Suzanne Heck from Plymouth.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming to celebrate. Today we are celebrating Mrs. Baya Berger. Mrs. Berger, would you come on down? I've actually known Baya for quite a few years, but worked very closely with her the last 3 years. And she has been a valued employee of the Monrovia Unified School District since she began her career at Monroe Elementary in 1988. And after that, after Monroe, she moved to Plymouth, where she has remained ever since. And she is a dragon through and through, that is for sure. Baya's teaching years at Plymouth have consisted of teaching kindergarten, first grade, and now transitional kindergarten. She's very innovative. Guiding and teaching the youngest students has always been her strength and her passion. In addition, she's a great support to our bilingual students. Baya is a bilingual speaker herself, and she not only helps translate for her own students, but often for other families and teachers as well. Baya always goes the extra mile for both staff, professionally and personally, always sharing of her time and energy. She has served as mentor teacher many times, attends PTA meetings for the past several years, and is the teacher representative and serves on our leadership team. If there is a task to be done, Baya usually offers to help. It is always with gracious and thankfulness that she does everything with her heart, and has been a kind teacher and friend to students, family, and staff. Baya will be greatly missed after 27 years in Monrovia Unified School District. Did I get it pretty close? You are sad.
I just have to thank Monrovia. I have to. I am surprised to be here. I did not know I was going to stay 27 years. I came and fell in love with Monrovia, and I knew I wanted to do significant work, and I have just loved your children, and it's been an honor. Thank you.
Thank you.
Cindy Lathrop, principal from Monroe. You have 2 honorees this evening.
The first staff member that we have retiring is Valerie Sanchez. Valerie, if you can come up. Valerie started in the district in 1976, and she's nourished thousands of Monrovia students over the years. Presiding over Monroe's cafeteria, she's made sure that the kitchen ran smoothly and that students and staff members were well taken care of. Valerie has been reliable, dependable, and is a natural leader who always helps others. Valerie has been a vital part of Monroe School in the district for 38 years, and her contributions to the nutrition program have made a difference in the lives of many. Congratulations on your retirement. And I know she has family here that she wants to acknowledge.
I'd like to thank my husband and my children that came over here today.
Raise your hand.
Here in the back.
Secondly, we have a teacher, Denitra Polk. Denitra and I go way back. I won't tell you how far. Denitra's always been a teacher's teacher. She's served on every district curriculum team that you can imagine throughout the years and has been a fixture on the leadership team at Monroe as well. She's a true educator. Denitra Polk has been a gift to the students and staff in Monrovia, and her enthusiasm and love for learning will never diminish. Mrs. Polk has taught several grade levels, but her heart is with the 5th graders. Denitra has a passion for her students to succeed. She never turned down a student who needed extra time and patience, and she's a master at adapting the curriculum to meet individual needs. Thank you, Mrs. Polk, for your years of service. Monrovia students are the recipients of your care and patience. How many lifelong learners have passed through our door? Too many to count, but countless gratitude from them all.
I just want to say it's been 41 years, but it's passed by very, very quickly. It doesn't seem like it. And the thing I want to say thank you to all the opportunities I've had here in Monrovia as far as growing. And like Cindy said, we've served on lots of lots of committees. And I want to say thank you to all the parents and all the support and all the wonderful staff members that I've had the joy of working with. Thank you.
And finally, Michelle Wise, Mayflower principal.
Ella, Ella, Ella. Come on up, Ella.
Everybody knows Ella. Ella Robertson is Mayflower. She is. Ella has taught in Monrovia for 28 years. She has been teaching first grade at Mayflower for many years and has served as a leader in many, many ways. On student study team, social committee, MTA, leadership team. And she's always full of innovative ideas. Right? So many. Always wants to solve problems and help solve problems, and it is awesome. Ella is gifted at building positive relationships with students and their families, and of course the staff. She has taught multiple generations of families in the community. This year, there's a child in her class, and you taught the mom, right?
I taught 2 of them.
Okay, well, they keep coming back to her. Everyone knows Ella. She is kind and loving, a great listener, and always willing to help others and help you solve problems. Ultimately, Ella is a social butterfly.
So though she is retiring, she plans to return to Mayflower to volunteer. She's already told me, I'm going to come volunteer. I'm going to help do assessments. In her retirement, though, she will also get more time to relax with husband Joel and be involved in her church, Fellowship Monrovia. And she will also get more time to be a nana to Sadie and the new grandbaby to be born later this year. Ella, we wish you the best in your retirement. Mayflower will miss you. And we just thank you for all your service, and you are the best, Ella.
Thank you.
Miss Social Butterfly is going to say something.
I promise it will be short. I'm not known for short speeches. I just want to thank my family for supporting me throughout all these years of teaching and working on the weekends and dragging my husband to school. Take this down, put this up. And all my friends that have come, and especially the staff at Mayflower. I, like Baya, didn't intend to really stay that long. I thought maybe I would stopped working at maybe 42. It didn't quite turn out that way. And, I did 10 years of private education before this, and I came to Monrovia, and I couldn't leave. I've been at Mayflower for 28 years, and I love the school and the parents and the children. I said I was going to be short. Oh, dear. And and the staff is just amazing. It's been a blessing and a privilege to work with all the different principals and all of my friends that I have personal relationships with on our staff. It's just been amazing. We have an amazing staff. So thank you all, and God bless you all. Thank you.
Now, if it would be okay if the retired teachers that have their pretty plaques could come back up, Bella, don't go anywhere. We want to take a picture. We can get a nice picture. And also, what? But wait. So we don't want Michelle Wise to go very far because we have one more departure but not a retirement. So Michelle Wise will be leaving Mayflower Elementary and heading out to Riverside County. I think it was just announced today. So we did want to present you with some flowers.
Thank you.
Now you get to go the gauntlet. I also, I don't believe we thought Sylvia Jessen from Mayflower was coming. She is not here, so we did want to recognize she is also retiring this year. And since I have everybody standing up here, do we have, Dr. Terosian, do we have anything do you want to give Miss Weber anything since she's standing up here right now? And so tonight, our student board reps, we usually have two, but Sasha is not here. So Kelly Weber has served us very nicely all year long, and this is her last meeting. So we would like to say thank you, and we have some parting gifts for you. First, thank you. A plaque, so congratulations, thank you. But wait, there's more, there's more.
But wait, there's more. I learned that from Paul Dawes.
Wait, there's more.
Wow. Kelly's going off to college, and we wanted to make sure that she was well prepared. She was always well prepared for our board meetings here.
very articulate with her reports, always prompt, always graceful in front of the audience, and really an excellent representative of the Monrovia Unified School District. So in it are some tools through which you'll make some decisions, and of course, the important things to help you study. We expect this to be the first of many achievements ahead.
Oh, yeah. Kelly was one of my Girl Scouts. I'm not saying that that's the reason she's so awesome, but Now we can all go back to our seats. All right, item 3.2, Monrovia High School class of 2013-14. I believe Miss Lee is our pronunciation.
Okay. All right, good evening, everyone. My name's Tamlee. I'm the new College and Career Advisor at Monrovia High School. So I wanted to present to you today about the statistics of our school regarding post-secondary education. So first and foremost, our continuing goal at Monrovia High School is to increase the number of students pursuing a post-secondary education. And one of those goals is to increase the number of students who meet A through G requirements to 75% by the year 2015, so that they are eligible for the UC and CSU system. So out of the graduating class for 2013 to 2014, we have 93% of our students pursuing post-secondary education degrees, and that is out of a class of 376 seniors. So if you take a look at our bar graph right here, you can see in 2001, we had 52% of students pursuing post-secondary education, and then it dramatically increased, and then it steadied off at around 90%. With 2014, we had 93% again. So out of the 2014 statistics, 40% of those students were pursuing four-year degree universities or college. 44% of those students pursued two-year college degrees, even though 16% of them were qualified to accept a four-year college admission. Two of the most common reasons that students have told me that they opted to go with the two-year route versus four-year was because they were not accepted into their first school of choice. So they wanted to go the two-year route and then possibly transfer and try again at that. And another reason is because the rising cost of tuition, they chose to go to community college to offset that cost. And 4.3% of the 93% statistics are pursuing trade or technical school degrees. 3.5% are enlisting in the military, and 5.9% of our students are going to enter the workforce or take a year off. So of the four-year college attendance rate, you can see here that we are also studied at about 30s to 40%. With 2001, we started at 15%, and now at 2014, we are at 40%. So of the students that are pursuing four-year universities or colleges, 21% of those will go to Cal State, 5% of those will go to UCs. Now with the UC statistics, we saw a decline, but there are possible factors that are attributing to that. For this year, the UC system received over 183,000 applications, and the application ratio increased of 4.9% over the last year, and every UC campus saw a rise in their application rates. So it's a very competitive post-secondary education market. In addition to that, we're seeing trends with the universities accepting more out-of-state students versus in-state students. One thing I noted when I was looking through the statistics on the UC sites was that they are trying to keep tuition at about $13,000 for the in-state students. So the out-of-state costs for those students are rising to close to $50,000. So that's making up the difference. And I know of several students who were very exemplary students who did not get accepted into UCs. For example, one of the students I know has a 4.06 GPA, has 10 AP honors classes and AP classes, and was not accepted into UC Santa Barbara. And I know several other students like that who had above 4.0s that wasn't accepted into UCs. So that's just something to note with the UC statistics. And out of the 4-year college attendance rate, 5% went to private California schools, 8% went to out-of-state schools, and that's representing 13 states. So just of the students who are going to 4 years, these are some of the schools that they will be attending. So we have students attending UCLA, Stanford, Berkeley, Cal Poly Pomona, and some of the other schools that's noted on there. So I wanted to put a face to all the numbers. So these are some of our wonderful students at Monrovia High School. Chad Gledhill got accepted into UC Santa Barbara. He's going to pursue a degree in business administration. Jessa is also going to UC Santa Barbara. She's planning to major in biology, and she's pursuing a career in trauma surgery. And Joshua is going to major in biology / pre-med, and Laurel is going into computer science. So for our Cal State students, Blanca is going to Channel Islands, and she is going to major as a nursing student. Uriel is going to major in engineering. We had a conversation last week, and he was telling me, oh, Miss Lee, I don't know which engineering I should do. Like, tell me the statistics. Tell me what pays more. Tell me what would be better for me. So he was debating between aerospace and mechanical, but it sounds like he's going to go mechanical. And then there's Max. He's going to do commercial music and audio tech. And Maya will pursue marine biology at Humboldt. And of our private school students, Caitlin is going to the University of San Diego. She's planning to major in biology, and she will pursue a career as a pulmonologist. And Kevin Lee is actually our valedictorian. He was offered a full ride to USC, but he decided to go with Stanford, and he also received a substantial scholarship package there. And he's going to major in human biology and pursuing a degree in as a surgeon. And Gage wants to be an athletic trainer, and he's going to attend University of Laverne. So out-of-state students, we have Adrienne. She's going to go to University of Maryland Eastern Shore. She's actually going to play softball in college, and she's planning to major in sociology and then pursue a career in social work. And Taylor is planning to be a forensic scientist, and Amber is going to GCU, and for the moment she's undecided about what major she wants to do. So community college, we have Kaylin. She's going to Mount Sac, and she told me she wanted to go into communications. She is actually accepted in San Francisco State University and CSU Channel Islands, but for the reasons that I mentioned earlier, she decided to go to Mount Sac first and then transfer. And Destiny wants to pursue nursing. And last but not least is Brianna Lopez. She's an absolute sweetheart. She comes in almost every day to the Career Center, most of the time to help me and ask me college questions, but she wants to pursue a degree in criminology. The next slide, we have our college athletes. Connor Sam's going to go to Northwestern College. He's planning to major in public relations. We have Deshaun. He's going to major in kinesiology. Adrian's going to play football, and he wants to major in psychology. Elise is going to play softball, and she's planning to major in video productions. So on campus, we have our Math and Science Academy. That's going to be the second graduating class of 2014. Of those students, we have 86% of them who will attend a 4-year university. 69% of them will go to UC or Cal State. 19% of them plan to go to a private California or out-of-state school. 12% of them will go to a 2-year college, and only one student stated that he is planning to enlist in the Marines. What is our secret with Monrovia High School? How are we able to maintain our high rates of college admissions and acceptance? So we have a college-going culture on the campus. We start from the very beginning in 9th grade. every single year at the very beginning, we meet with all the students. We go over with them, okay, for your grade, this is what you need to focus on. But we also give them an overview for the long term. Once you're a sophomore, you'll be doing this. Once you're a junior, you'll be doing this, and so on and so forth. And we give them all the resources up front. We let them know when deadlines are, what websites, what resources they can look into. And then we develop a 4-year plan with our students. So if our student says, okay, I want to pursue a degree in biology and I want to pursue a 4-year college. So we let them know this is how you are. This is the typical student that they accepted last year. This is what you need to do to be competitive. These are the classes we encourage. So we really sit one-on-one with our students and go through that to give them that support. We also have college application workshops on our campus where we walk them through the application process. And we advertise regularly on our campus about on-campus visits from college representatives. We also advertise college fairs, both our college fairs and local college fairs, and any other opportunities that's available in the community, whether it be job announcements, employment resources, employment programs, interview workshops, anything that we think our students can benefit from, we seek that, and then we let them know what's going on. The Career Center at our school is located in the main building, and it's fully accessible to the students. I'm in the Career Center, and I always have an open door policy. Whenever students come in, no matter how busy I am, I always see them. So I think that has been helpful to the students, and so far I've been able to build a positive relationship with the student body. But I think that's been very helpful to them, just having someone come in when they're in that panic. Today's panic was, oh my gosh, I have to declare what school I'm doing early start. So I had about 30 kids in for like 3 periods. The last point that we do is we take the kids on field trip. So we take them beyond the classrooms into the educational setting. This year we went on a SoCal college tours. Our seniors this year, some of them went to the NorCal college tour. Chad Gledhill, who went to the NorCal one, said that the trip helped me realize how important seeing the school is and took me beyond the statistics. You need to visit before you attend. Another thing that we help our students with is the financial aid process, which can be very stressful for many of our students. We have financial aid night. We have experts from the community come in. We had reps from Pasadena City College, Discover Loans, and we also had financial aid experts from Eureka Review come in and explain the process to parents and students so they better understand the difference between unsubsidized, subsidized loans, all those details that affect their decision-making process. We have Cash for College Night workshops where we walk the students step by step on how to fill out the FAFSA, and many of our students do complete the FAFSA that night, and when they attend, they get entered into a raffle. And on behalf of the students, I submit their Cal Grant GPA verification for them. So that is just another thing that gets taken off their plate. And then I help them with verifying their Cal Grant and confirming their graduation and things like that for the Cal Grant to be distributed. We also send FAFSA reminders to our students. I start doing that at around January. Hey, just so you know, the application's open. Then we start sending them reminders about this is the priority deadline, this is the final deadline. And then as I send out the reminders, I troubleshoot any questions that they may have. Another financial resource that we offer on the campus are local scholarships. Those have been running towards the end of the year. And this year we have over $64,000 that will be awarded to our students in local scholarships alone. And our senior recognition night will be held on this upcoming Monday. So several of our students will be recognized for their accomplishments there. So I just wanted to say great job to the class of 2013-2014. Best wishes to them, and Monrovia High School couldn't be more proud. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Lee. Do any board members have any questions or comments? Thank you very much, and thank you for the entire Monrovia team. I see there's a lot of you guys here today. Thank you very much. Next, 3.2.1, Canyon Oaks High School, Mountain Park School Quest Academy, class of 2013-14. Hello.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Good evening, board, cabinet, and guests. I'm Natalie Macchia. I'm one of the counselors at Canyon Oaks and Mountain Park School, and I have the pleasure of presenting on our class of 2014 from both of our programs. In line with MUSD's vision, Canyon Oaks and Mountain Park really provides opportunities for all students to prepare for post-secondary education and also vocational careers after high school. What we emphasize is the possibility for all high school students to really satisfy the A through G requirements. We have a diverse population that comes to our school and that has a number of needs, and what we try to express to them is that the opportunity is there if they want to take advantage of that, and we want to help and support them along the way in preparing themselves for whatever post-secondary plan they have. The commonality, even though there is such a diverse population, the commonality among the students in the Mountain Lion Pride is that there is a need for, in order for them to have an increased level of success, we found that they need a smaller learning environment and they work better with that personalized, individualized setting, and that's what we have found has worked best for them. So what has made the class of 2014 succeed? A number of things, starting with what we believe starts with Success Week, which is a week-long orientation that we have for all new students that transition into either the Canyon Oaks or Mountain Park program. We do a number of activities during that week-long orientation, and at the end of that week, the counselor and the student will sit down and come up with an ILP, an individualized learning plan, that includes what their post-high school plans are, their post-secondary options, etc. And that's pulling from information not only from what the student says during that meeting, but also information that we gather from the school that they're coming from, that they're transitioning from, and then also parent information and feedback that's received. So we sit down, we come up with that plan, and that's the tool that we continue to use throughout their time with us as a student until they graduate. The second important piece is Compass meetings. Every Tuesday afternoon after our last period of the day, I meet with whatever students are open and willing to come. I invite them to work on college applications, searching for various colleges that they're interested in or areas of study that they would like to look at. I walk them through the application process. I help parents with the financial aid applications. Everything related to college they can come and take care of during that Compass meeting time on Tuesday afternoon. We also have college admissions representatives that come occasionally to the Compass meetings, present to our students, and really share just what they have to offer at their schools, of course, trying to entice them to their programs and what they have available. But we have found that that has been a great place for students to get exposed to what options are available to them. This year, Mountain Lions have been accepted to a number of new universities that we haven't seen in the past. Starting from the 23 grads we had in 2007 when we first got on the trail of getting our full WASC accreditation and our UC approval for our core academic courses. Since that 23 grads of 2007, we're now at 60 grads this year, with a number of them being accepted to some phenomenal universities and colleges, including USC this year, Berkeley, Bard, Reed, Pace University, if you aren't familiar with that school, that's where the Actors Guild is taped with James Lipton. So that's nice little claim to fame for that student going to Pace out in New York. So rather than keep talking and you hear me tell you all the fabulous things that go on at our school, I asked a couple of our students to do just a couple-minute video clip, a representative from the private schools, from community college, just for them to give you directly their input as to how did we help them prepare for college, and then what is their fondest memory of their experience at Canyon Oaks or Mountain Park. And so we didn't give them any time to prepare. I grabbed them yesterday. I said, will you do this for me? Just a couple of minutes and talk openly and freely. I stuck them in an office with my iPad, and so it really is just a neat little expression that is very much unprepared and natural, and it's neat to see. So our first is Maya Feldhaus, who will be attending Reed College in Portland, Oregon. Oh no, it's not, no volume. Sorry. Help me.
Sorry.
Sorry, technical difficulties. I was fearing this might happen. I know. It's exactly.
Hi, my name is Maya Feldos. I'll be attending Reed College in Portland, Oregon in the fall. It's a private school. And I feel like Mountain Park has helped me prepare for college in all the normal ways, like by providing after-school services that help you fill out applications. And it's a pretty small school, so teachers usually knew what schools you were applying to. So they'd warn you if they knew that, like, the UC application deadline is coming up soon, like, you got to be working on that. And to help you fill out financial aid forms. I believe I had like 3 or 4 members of the staff here write me letters of recommendation. And it's really small, so they're all really personal and really great letters, and like no complaints about doing it. And also in ways, I mean, it's an independent study school, so you have to learn how to motivate yourself to do all your work, which is definitely a skill that you need for college, self-motivation. And all the teachers are always very supportive. You can come in whenever you need help on anything, but when it comes down to it, you have to learn how to do your work yourself, which is definitely something that's really important to know how to do. One of my fondest memories from being here was just, I was in a classroom with like 3 or 4 other kids, and it was after most of the classes had already let out, and Mr. Frederick was just walking around and checking in on classrooms. And he came in and he saw a bunch of independent studies school students working in there. And he was just looking around and he's like, wow, look at all of you kids. I'm so proud of all of you. Like, you're such good kids. You're doing your work. Are you guys hungry? Like, I'll go buy you cheeseburgers. I'm so proud of you. Like, you guys are so great. And it was, I mean, not even just because we got free food, but it was really sweet that he came in and he just wanted to tell everyone that he was proud of them. He thought they were good kids. It just made me realize what a really great school this was.
Okay, and then we have Brandon Villaflores, who's attending California State University, Fullerton. And just a couple of notes on this. He is actually a junior who's graduating within 3 years. He, among a couple other students who have done this over the years, has taken advantage of being an independent study and being in an accelerated program where you can complete your high school credits in a reduced amount of time. And so he's definitely taken advantage of that and is going straight to Cal State Fullerton in the fall. I also just want to note that, you know, as we're looking at these videos, what's important to keep in mind is many of the students that we're sending to four-year universities were at risk at some point during their high school career of not even graduating. I mean, we get them on our doorstep mainly because of the fact that they're credit deficient, the GPA is not what it needs to be, and they have no concept of going to a four-year university after high school. And when they arrive and are hearing that that's a possibility and that's something that we're willing to help them with and support them along the way, it's just an amazing transformation that happens. So it's something to keep in mind as you hear them speak.
Hi, my name is Brandon Villaflores, and I'm attending Cal State Fullerton University. Mountain Park helped me prepare for college by helping with like applications, financial aid, and showing me that a lot of the college is going to just be about putting dedication into the work that you do. So whatever I did at home, I had to strive to make sure that I did everything on time and perfect to make sure I got the great grades. One great memory here at Mountain Park was my first day at Mountain Park, and I had a second period geometry, and I didn't know anybody in the class. And when I got in there, everybody in there treated me as if they've known me their entire life, and they were talking to me with having a full-length conversation. And it was really nice knowing that the kids there were not just gonna sit there and just not recognize me. The fact that they actually came up and talked to me was pretty cool.
And then we have Natalie Hernandez, who is going to be attending Stephen F. Austin in Nacogdoches, Texas.
My name is Natalie Hernandez, and I will be attending Stephen F. Austin State University in Nacogdoches, Texas this fall semester. I feel like Kenny Oaks High School has helped prepare me for college by providing a math tutoring program every Monday for us students to help prepare us for the SATs. by providing a Compass meeting every Tuesday to help guide us through college applications and scholarship and financial aid applications. Another would be the consistent help we got from counselors. And one thing I realized here at Canyon is that anything is possible, nothing is impossible. Whatever you need will get done. And that's another preparation I felt was the main reason why I am going to college, was because the help I got from counselors, and they will do whatever they can to help you reach your dreams and pursue your goals. One of my fondest memories here at Canyon would be the mentoring program I recently attended. It gave me a better picture on what I want to become, and it was very, very helpful because we each get a mentor, and what it is we basically just, hang out and talk about anything, and my mentor planned a date for us to go on a field trip to JPL, which is very helpful and thoughtful because I want to major in astronomy and aerospace engineering, so that was very, very helpful, and I couldn't have gotten any of that without the mentoring program Canyon Oaks High School has provided me with. So that's one of the reasons why Canyon Oaks High School has helped prepare me for college in so many ways, because I couldn't have made it to Texas if it weren't for the counselors and staff here.
And then aside from the 27% that we estimate going directly to four-year universities in the fall, we, of course, support every other plan out there that is available to students, including career technical training, vocational education, and, of course, military enlistment. We have 3% that will be enlisting in some branch of the military in the fall, and then 12% going to some kind of career or technical ed program, including our very own Monrovia Community Adult School for their pharmacy tech and medical assisting programs. And then lastly, we have Nathaniel Delgado, who is actually a Citrus College Bright Futures Scholarship Award winner. And his is a bit creative. We talk a lot in Success Week about looking at multiple intelligences and playing on those strengths and increasing them. And musical abilities and talent is definitely what he has. And he said, when I asked him to do this, he said, "Can I rap it?" And I said, not so sure if that's the best way we want to go. But I said, hey, let's give it a try. And it was fabulous. So hopefully you'll enjoy that.
Yo, my name is Nate Nathaniel, usually the quickest, the sickest MC, soon to be attending Citrus College. Throughout high school, my brain has gained some knowledge. If I was 100, you could see I've got some mileage. At the school, I can't complain. The teachers here are great to be able to handle a crazy kid like Blaze, helping me escalate, giving me an offer, a Citrus scholarship that was $500, pushing me through school, giving me the tools, grinding on my work and never acting too cool. Wasn't another fool that just drools on his stool, cause in life you're liable for what you do, plus you get what you deserve. Got a lot of memories like on Thanksgiving, food's getting served, never letting drama get stirred or any nonsense occur. Me and my friends always kicking by the curb, a little less romance preferred. Please, I'm trying to focus on my work. Now I'm done, it's summer, about to have some fun in the breeze. Don't care what you've heard, I'm young, I just begun. Here's a message from little old me. Peace, gotta get to class.
And then in addition, and lastly, aside from the academic support that we provide, we really encourage students to have the full personal and social opportunities available in our community and at our school as well. We want to strive to develop well-rounded students, not just those focused on academics. And so we have a regular volunteer group that runs every Thursday afternoon at Levin Hoax Retirement Home. These are a couple of the pictures of our students with the residents there, and they just have a blast. I mean, it's amazing what has happened to the residents and our students in this process. We've participated in Make a Difference Day. We have a mentoring program that one of the students spoke about, Natalie, through a church school partnership in the YMCA. We've volunteered with Pennies for Patients this year and have raised money for leukemia patients. We involved in the YES program again this year, et cetera, internship opportunities. So these are just some of the reasons why we believe our class of 2014 is wonderful and has been quite a success. So thank you for allowing me to present. Have a good evening.
Thank you, Natalie. Before Natalie walks through, does anybody have any questions for her? Thank you very much.
Oh, sure.
Ms. Hirsch.
Good evening, everyone. I am Susan Hirsch, and I'm representing Quest Academy this evening. And we are very small, but our successes are tremendous, often life-changing, as you know. Our entire school right now stands at 20 students. Of those, we have 4 seniors who will be walking through graduation. 2 of those seniors, in fact, graduated early in December. These were not super seniors, they graduated early. Just like at Canyon Oaks, when we have alternative schools, they have the opportunity to accelerate and move forward more quickly. So our 2 graduates in December, one of them is right now a full-time student already at Citrus. And we're very proud of him moving forward right away after graduation in December. Our other December graduate had to go through some surgery, and so he's not going to be walking on Tuesday with the rest of the students, but he does plan on moving forward with his college plans. He is an extremely bright student, and we wish him the best and hope that his next surgeries have good outcomes for him. Our other 2 students who are completing their work right now, one of them is a student that I first had at Quest when he was in 8th grade, our first year of Quest, and then he ventured out to, in 9th grade, to the high school, and he became our first request. He did not succeed in the big atmosphere and needed to come home to Quest. And he's been there ever since, and he is just doing so well. And he's moving into technical trade school after graduation. Our last student he is already taking the auto tech class at Citrus, the 101 class at Citrus. He also is working at one of the auto stores here in Monrovia. He's worked there all year, and he is so good, one of their best employees. He actually just got interviewed and has been moved up to a management position. He's just graduating from high school, and he's already going to be a manager at the auto shop, Pep Boys in Monrovia. So we're extremely proud of him. He wants to go into auto tech at Citrus, but then he has plans to go into automotive engineering. So he's exploring 4-year universities to go into after that. Well, as you know, our students come from, just like at Canyon and Mountain Park, they have multiple challenges in their lives. Many of them come from foundations and homes that don't really support going on to school, don't really support school at all. And so you may wonder how we achieve this at Quest. We really move into their lives as a family, and we support them from the roots up. They come in every single day and they hear a few pieces of wisdom repeated over and over and over until at some point it kicks in. Some of those pieces are things like, we honor our history. We look at our history. We're not going to ignore it. We look at our history. We look at all the things that have gotten us to a placement at Quest, and we learn the lessons. If they learn the lessons, what they know is that they no longer have to live their history. The next thing that they start to learn is that they are the author in the story of their life. And we help them learn to write a better script. And as they go along, we make sure that they're crafting the next stage of their life and an ending that's going to be far beyond what they ever thought they could do. One of the pieces that they do in our life skills class is a curriculum on habits. They learn what the habits of highly effective teens are, and we always look at the other side of the coin. What are the habits of highly defective teens, and set their goals based on where they are in those. So every single day they hear these things, and they learn that there are other choices in life and other opportunities. And the rest of the students, our school is 7 through 12. The other students look at our graduates and understand how hard they have to work to overcome credit deficiencies, to overcome many failures in class, to actually attend school, that it is important and that they can go forward and be successful. So we are extremely proud of our 4 graduates. We have one additional person who is a senior that we expect to be able to graduate in July when he takes the next step that has to get credits finished. So in the 2013-14 class, by July, we hope to have 5 graduates. And I thank you all for your support of this program. It truly is life-changing and life-saving for our students. I appreciate everything that you do to support these kids and their families.
Thank you, Ms. Hirsch. Ooh, this is my favorite time of the year, all the great stories. Okay, item 3.4, board member reports. I believe Mr. Williams had a report.
Yes, Madam President. I had an opportunity to ponder a few things, and one that I noticed that the efforts of the crossing guards, the school crossing guards, especially on the elementary, obviously in the middle school level, some who have labored for quite some time. I was reminded just the other day how intimidated I am about more of a crossing guard than a police officer because of the stares they give us in course of the lesson as Officer Meade. But I'd like to just to acknowledge those individuals for their diligence, the way they take care of our children. I was going through a transition with health, and I kind of eased on out of the red the stop sign, and I was just intimidated by the look she gave me, and it just reminded me how important they really are in our school district. Also, I'd like to make a special appeal to encourage those fathers, grandfathers, uncles, and especially all the males of the Monrovia Unified School District, which includes our Gem City of the Foothills, to consider volunteer to be a watchdog dad. I had the opportunity to do that at Wild Rose and for a couple of years at Plymouth, and it's very encouraging and very enlightening, especially if you're just sitting home on the third shift, you got nothing to do. 30 minutes with children saying hello to you will change your life. And I just want you to consider that and not be intimidated by the so-called long yellow form and the machoism that we currently have, and still don't want to participate with just taking a shot. So just encourage you as a board member that consider that tool to be that person that open those doors for those kids so they can see you brighten their day, etc. I found from personal experience it's just the most rewarding thing I've ever been through. So on that note, and lastly, it would behoove me as a board member and a policymaker and one that loves poems not to recognize the efforts of Dr. Maya Angelou in the passing today. I was really touched by that. My parents had us reading poetry a lot. My grandmother really teased me about a real man knows poetry, only to get my self-esteem up during those time periods. But I've come to grow and understand the importance of poetry in our classrooms. And I just would like to say that I wish her soul would rest peacefully, knowing how much she has cemented a lot of poetic terms and metaphors that we take advantage of, and she's truly going to be missed on my part and several others. She was truly a patriot, an American institution, and that's pretty much my report, Madam President. Thank you.
That's a great report. I think that's all we had. Thank you, Mr. Williams. 3.5 student representative reports from Ms. Weber.
All right, I would like to report on some of the senior events that are happening these last few weeks. Tomorrow is senior checkout day at Monrovia High School. Grad night is also tomorrow night from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. at Six Flags. And there's senior recognition night on Monday, May 2nd from 6 to 8 p.m. in the MHS auditorium. I think seniors are being recognized for scholarships that they've been awarded. There's also senior breakfast on Wednesday, June 4th, which is the day of graduation. It's from 8:30 to 10 a.m. at the Monrovia Historical Society. Tickets are already on sale and it's only $5. There's also many great teachers that are going to speak that seniors voted on at the beginning of the year. High school graduation, like I said, is on Wednesday, June 4th at 7 p.m. at the football field. Diplomas will be distributed immediately following the ceremony. The last day of school for the rest of the high school is Friday, June 6th, and summer school begins on Thursday, June 12th. I'd also like to report for Monrovia, or for the Mountain Park and Canyon Oaks High School. We had our end of the year mentoring program celebration, and we are looking forward to start again in the fall season. There have been a number of students that have been awarded local scholarships, and they will be presented at the graduation ceremony June 3rd at the Historical Museum. Prom was last Friday at La Cañada Flint Ridge Country Club, and it was amazing. Monrovia High School ASB thank you for Monrovia High ASB for putting on an amazing end of the year dance. I had a lot of fun too. Like I said, grad night is tomorrow night. I think seniors checked out yesterday for them, and they finished strong. And they had a short soccer season at Canyon Mountain Park. They played 2 games, 1 tie, 1 loss. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Item 3.6, report from the superintendent.
Thank you, Madam President. I'd like to invite Stacy Ayers, principal of Wild Rose Elementary School, to provide us with a brief report about her wonderful school.
Good evening, board members. Good evening, cabinet. Thank you for having me here this evening to do my board presentation, and thank you all for coming out to Wild Rose for our school visit a few weeks ago. I thought I would just kind of recap for the community some of the things that we discussed during our visit, and to give you some information about Wild Rose. So starting with some demographic information, this year we have 554 students at Wild Rose. We have 3 special education classes at Wild Rose, as well as a speech and language program. So from those classes, we have 67 students on our campus that are considered special education students, which makes up about 12% of our population there. 134 students this year are English language learners, predominantly Spanish as their second language, which makes up about 1/4 of our school. We have 421 students that are socioeconomically disadvantaged and are taking advantage of the free and reduced lunch program, which makes up about 76% of our school. 55 of our students are African American, and 404 students are Latino, and 95 students are Caucasian or mixed in with some other Native American, Filipino, so about 17%. So that just kind of gives you some information about our school. As we start to take a look at the LCAP information, as you know, I came a few board meetings ago and was part of the LCAP team. And so we are starting to embrace pieces of the LCAP meetings that I was at. And we've started to implement the 3 areas of the LCAP, which is the conditions for student learning, which encompasses student achievement, the student outcomes, and also engagement, specifically student connectedness. And so I'm going to talk through each of these pieces of LCAP and what we've been doing to start implementation at Wild Rose. One of the things that you noticed when you came around to classrooms, the teachers are embracing the Common Core standards and have started to implement Common Core instructions in the classroom, and they have learning objectives posted at the front of their classrooms to be able to communicate to the students about the new standards. We've also been focusing on professional development in the area of reading comprehension and trying to encourage those students to use those strategies on their own. And with the help of our instructional coach on the campus, she has been co-teaching with the teachers and encouraging them to use a common lesson design. We also implemented a new math curriculum this year, My Math, and that was aligned with Common Core standards, and I know that we've been having conversations about whether or not that was the best fit for Monrovia, and I think that we'll probably be looking for something different next year, but the teachers did use it, and it helped them to get their feet wet in Common Core. We also started to look at student outcomes with various types of monitoring systems that we put in place this year. One of those was the EL monitoring system, where all 134 of our English learners have a file folder which encompasses various types of classroom assignments and assessments that the teachers do each month. And then we meet with each student, all 134 students, every month to talk to them about how they're doing as far as their progress and encourage them to continue to make growth in all academic areas. And those meetings have been very, very enlightening for all of us, and we've seen significant achievement growth already, which is just super. We also implemented an RTI program, Response to Intervention, which actually encompassed 3 tiers. So in other words, the first tier encompassed the good first instruction in the classroom, where the teacher will pull small groups at the back of the room. But if that doesn't help the student, we've also incorporated a tier 2 system where the teachers are swapping students based on outcomes of assessments. And if that still doesn't work, then we take the students that are still struggling and really drill down to figure out what might be happening to try to prevent special education, but sometimes students need to move into special ed. So that program, we've been continuing to have it grow, and it's been great to have an intervention teacher on our campus to support that, as well as our curriculum coach. We've also been implementing positive behavior intervention systems. As you walked around our campus, you saw posters in our hallways, on our playground, which really encompasses the theme of be responsible, be ready, and be respectful. And as you walk across Wildrose campus, you'll see those student expectations and what that looks like in a hallway versus a playground or on the bus and so forth. And as far as student engagement, we actually are focusing on the student connectedness piece and have been really trying to focus on building a community around Wildrose. And so one of the things listed up here is the Shoes That Fit program. We've been partnering with 3M Unitech, a local business here, and they provided 60 pairs of shoes for our students around the holidays. So it helped the families to feel connected to school, that we are there to help them. Also, we've been working on a positive attendance program where we partner with our PTA, and for each semester we recognize the students that have perfect attendance for the semester as well as perfect attendance for the entire school year. We also have been partnering with Yogurtland, and they've been providing free attendance parties to the students that have had high attendance on the campus. So that's been something they've been looking forward to. We also started a Renaissance Club, which encompasses a K through 5 club where students can have at least one representative from each classroom, where they get together and they actually encourage students to become more connected to school. Every student gets celebrated on the Wildrose campus for just being special, and then we also continue to do Renaissance rallies and assemblies to recognize students that are showing positive behavior on our campus. And finally, Pacific Clinics has actually started a great partnership on our campus where we have an MFT therapist that comes to our campus once a week and is starting to see students on our campus, which has been a great partnership to be able to offer mental health support for some of our young students in K through 5. So these are just some of the things that have been happening around Wildrose this year, and just a couple of things for next steps. Dr. Kaiser did a great presentation earlier today, which encompassed quite a few of these things that are listed up here. We are focusing on the 3rd grade literacy project, and Wildrose did have about 67% of the 2nd grade parents attend. And so we will continue to raise literacy amongst the 3rd grade students for next year. We have also had our teachers attend Dennis Parker professional development, and we are starting to implement high impact instructional strategies, which are strategies that really get the most bang for the buck, so to speak, when in the classroom that makes the most difference in student achievement. And then we have quite a few teachers this summer that are jumping on the Nancy Fetzer writing focus before the school year even starts. I know that the school district will be working closely with her next year, but I have some teachers that are really excited to get started with that even before the school year starts. So we're looking forward to a great year even next year at Wildrose as we close out this year, and we're continuing to stay the course. So thank you all. Do you have any questions?
Not a question, but a comment, and thank you for being so flexible with the multiple opportunities to come to the school for a tour.
No problem.
Some of us were detained at the DMV, and so it was.
But I hear that there's congratulations in order.
After the
Yes.
time we missed for the next, we finally have a extra driver, which I'm not sure we should be celebrating altogether. People of Monrovia may not be as happy, but it was a great tour, and thank you very much, and the teachers for allowing us to kind of be part of their day. I know it is packed, so it was nice of them to take the time, especially getting to hear first from the teachers and then how it worked up from the math to Dr. Kaiser's view of how they looked at the My Math versus the SWAN. It was very helpful for us to understand it.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, and thank you for visiting. We'll see you again next year.
Yes. Okay, and now we have Canyon Early Learning Center with Mariana.
Kind of short. Okay. Well, thank you, board members and cabinet, for having me here tonight. And I just wanted to say thank you for visiting last week. Our children really enjoyed having you there. And of course, after you left, they wanted to know who you were and why you were there. And Felix sends hellos. Okay. Jason, not working. So I'd like to thank you for the opportunity to just share with the community a little bit about what our preschool does in preparing students for learning. So at CELC, we believe that play is children's work, and that through play, children develop the necessary skills that promote long-term school success. When children play, they test their developing ideas through objects, people, and situations. For instance, children can ask, how high can I build this tower? Or will this ball sink or float? What happens if I take their toy? Through testing through objects and situations, children learn to test their developing ideas. When children play, they learn a variety of skills, such as physical, social, emotional, critical thinking skills, pre-reading skills, math skills, as well as language skills that they'll need to develop as they move on to kindergarten. When children play, they are engaged in activities that are of interest to them, so they are naturally motivated to learn. When children play, they learn about concepts and skills together. For instance, in learning to write their name, children learn to develop their fine motor skills. They learn that individual letters make up words, and they learn that individual letters also represent sounds. When children play, they learn from observing others. They learn to work cooperatively and to develop the necessary social skills to be successful in kindergarten and beyond. At CELC, teachers are the key in play-based learning. Teachers play a variety of roles and help students learn through one, responding to their play. So for instance, a teacher can see a child, as in the picture, building a tower and ask questions. How high is your tower? How many blocks did you use? What color is your tower? Is it smaller or taller than you? Teachers extend children's learning. So when children are pretending to play, for instance, driving a car, a teacher may extend their learning through questions that prompt thinking. Where are you going? What do you see on your way? Who's with you? This engages children and helps to develop their imagination and creativity. Teachers guide play. For instance, teachers can convert the dramatic play area into a restaurant, thereby allowing children to be customers, to be waiters, to learn to count money, to take orders, and to develop menus. The teachers at CELC assess children's development through observation, through listening to children's talk, and through documentation. This year, CELC's instructional focus was in the area of language and literacy, and we looked at phonological awareness and letter and word knowledge. So our professional development this year, we partnered with LACO, their California Instructional Preschool Network, to come into our site and to do some phonological awareness training for our staff. And throughout the year, our professional development focused specifically in these two areas. This year as well, we partnered with our parents in the community, and we offered our parents 2 10-week series of the Latino Family Literacy Project. And we partnered with the Monrovia Public Library to have them come in and teach our parents as well how to engage their children in language and literacy. Our focus for next year will continue in the same domain of language and literacy. Ooh, didn't move. Jason, I think you got the wrong PowerPoint. Oh, there we go. Okay, so for next year, sorry about that. So for next year, our focus again is going to be in the language and literacy domain. However, this time we're going to focus specifically on comprehension of age-appropriate text and on concepts of print. And we'll look at developing our professional development. We're going to look at additional materials, specifically the area of informational text for preschool age children. And we're going to continue to partner with our children, our community, and our parents. And lastly, I'd just like to leave you with 2 quotes. One from Mr. Rogers: "Play gives children a chance to practice what they are learning." And lastly, George Bernard Shaw: "We don't stop playing because we grow old. We grow old because we stop playing." So anytime you're feeling a little ache or less pep in your step, please come over to the preschool and play for a while. Thank you. Any
Thank you very
questions?
much. I apologize for missing, because it is always one of my favorite places. And you can always, any kindergarten, first grade teacher in our district always can pick out the students that have been through the Canyon Early Learning Center, because they're so prepared and so engaged just right away that they don't miss a beat. So thank you for everything you do at the school.
Thank you for having me tonight.
I have a question. Is it possible to get a selfie of Madam President and us for Felix?
Of course.
I got a feeling he's going to be on the diocese in year
Yes.
2026.
We'll send you a selfie.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
I just wanted to make a comment. When we go to all the classrooms in the city, in our district, it is truly amazing when we get to CELC, because we see the littlest of us in the community. And the magic that the staff does to prepare those kids for kindergarten is nothing short of a miracle. There's, as anybody knows who has a kid, you got a 3-year-old ball of energy, and you're trying to focus that energy on a learning proposition. It's absolutely amazing. And we're talking about Felix here. That he was a very charming young man.
He sure was.
I was captivated by some of the kids that were special needs students. One in particular who has pretty severe autism, who was artistic, and his work was just fantastic. And because he does, I won't use his name, but I will tell you it was absolutely phenomenal, the care that he was being given by his teacher and his aide, and in guiding him into himself, which he's an artist.
Yes.
It was fantastic. And so the work you do with the littlest among us is to be applauded. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for all of your support. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Item 3.7, public comment for items not on the agenda. Board of Education encourages public participation and invites you to share your views on school business. If you haven't already, please fill out a yellow form and give it to Ms. Mariconda in order to accomplish board business in a timely and efficient manner. The public comment session for items not on the agenda will be limited to 30 minutes. Don't everybody rush up at once. Ms. Mariconda, do we have any item? Anybody public comment?
We have none.
Oh, were you not done with your board report, Dr. Trosian?
But wait, I have
sorry.
more.
I got so. So wait, there's no public comment?
No public comment.
Okay, so I'm sorry, Dr. Trosian. Would you like to finish your report?
I just have three items. First, I wanted to say that Mr. Zaroyan emailed me during the meeting to say that he was having car trouble. He actually had some severe car trouble, and he's fine, and incredibly embarrassed for missing the meeting. And I invited him back for the June 11th meeting, hoping that he will be able to attend, because I know that each of us would want to say goodbye to him personally. So hopefully he'll be able to have a do-over here. The second is for our kings and queens have returned from St. Louis from their world competition, and they really did put us on the map. They won a special award for best costumes. They made a great first impression on this during the competition, and even created a Tiara Friday, where the tiaras that they distributed were worn by others. The kids were invited to participate in a promotional video, and they are already making plans to return for the championship in 2015. It was an incredible experience for them, for all of those who participated, for their teachers, and it was an incredible community effort. So for those of you who did contribute, thank you so much for making our robotics program as extraordinary as it was able to be. And finally, I do want to report that our band has returned from Washington, D.C. There's a picture of them in front of the White House. They performed during a parade, and they were incredible. That, too, is the experience of a lifetime, and invited by Congresswoman Judy Chu. So they are back, and I hope to invite them to be recognized by the board as well. And that's all.
Thank you. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I actually knew that was coming, and I still rushed by. All right, item 3.7.1, public comment for items on the open session agenda. Ms. Mariconda, do we have any speakers?
We do not have any speakers.
It's just there's a lot of pressure from these gentlemen to, go faster. And I'm figuring.
Yeah, well then step it up.
I lost control of that a little bit. Item 4.0, consent agenda, routine items of business. Oh, I don't even have my mic on. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're just trying to wave at me, and I'm not even. Routine item. So, thank you. Second. Thank you. Is there any item? Okay. Any discussion? No. Okay. Ms. Mariconda.
Board Member Hammond.
Yes.
Board Member Gilliland.
Yes.
Board Member Wong.
Yes.
Board Member Williams.
Yes.
President Zuko.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0.
Item 6.7, Advanced Placement United States History Revised Course Offering for High School Students. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second. Is this Dr. Kaiser?
Yes, we're seeking approval of the Advanced Placement United States History Revised Course Offering for high school students. It's ready to go for the fall.
Thank you. And I saw, are those the textbooks that are out in the
Yes, they
lobby?
are. Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Any questions for Dr. Kaiser? Ms. Mariconda?
Board Member Gilliland.
Yes.
Board Member Williams.
Yes.
Board Member Hammond.
Yes.
Board Member Wong.
Yes.
President Zuko.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0.
6.8, I kind of jumped the gun there. So,
Yes,
public review of recommended AP US history textbook.
We do have the books on display in the lobby for all to see, as we will be seeking approval for that at the next meeting.
Thank you. Item 6.9, Advanced Placement AP European History New Course Offering for High School Students. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Dr. Kaiser.
Well, we have indeed written the course for the Advanced Placement European History as a new course offering, as we're trying to improve the access of AP courses for our high school students.
Thank you. Any questions for Dr. Kaiser?
Only question I have, is it open to all grades?
Yes, it is.
Thank you.
Ms. Mariconda.
Board Member Williams.
Yes.
Board Member Wong.
Yes.
Board Member Gilliland.
Yes.
Board Member Hammond.
Yes.
President Zuko.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0.
Item 6.10, Public Review of Recommended AP European History Textbook. Ms. Dr. Kaiser.
And that is the second textbook that is on display in the lobby.
Thank you very much. And they're out there till the end of June, I think?
Yes, they are.
Thank you. Item 6.14, Math Curriculum Program and Professional Development. Dr. Kaiser.
We have the materials from Swan Math that will be on review for the community, as we will be seeking approval for that at our next meeting, to have the Swan Math as our pilot for next year. We would run that as a pilot.
And that's just K through 5, not
It's
K
K
through
through
8.
5.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So if parents have students in K through 5 and they're interested, what we're moving to in math, they can come.
They can
to the
come
district
and they
review that.
can review those materials.
Great, thank you.
Thank you. Item 7.5, Governor's May Revision Budget Report. Ms. Wu.
Thank you. On May 13th, Governor Jerry Brown released the 14-15 May revision. May revision updated state budget assumption for the 14-15 school year. Any changes in budget assumption will be incorporated this school year's year-end closing, as well as the 14-15 budget development. The single major change since the governor's preliminary budget back to January is the governor want to address the public employee retirement. This including the California teachers retirement system as well as the California public employee retirement system. The governor proposed to solve the $74 billion unfunded liability for the California teachers retirement system by the contributions through the three parties. One is state contribution increase, employee contribution increase, as well as employer contribution increase. Although since governor released its proposal to solve the unfunded liability, the percentage of contribution changes, but the one thing did not change, that we as a school district, as an employer, we will definitely contribute more for the teachers' retirement system for next school years.
I have a question. Under local control funding, we would be getting an increase in the amount of funds that we would get.
Yes.
How much of this will be eaten up now because of the increase in the contribution that we'll have to do?
If we use the percentage governor released at his May revision, the impact for district will be around $300,000 for next year. However, there will be additional impact for the year after because the governor plan to increase import contribution in the next 7 years. The percentage almost double. So there will be impact on the district budget, and the detailed information will be finalized once the governor adopts his budget, because there's a lot of different versions on the street right now, depending on the percentage.
So in effect, by the time we look at a 3-year budget, and it has to be balanced at the end of 3 years, not at the end of this year.
Yes.
In effect, we're well over $1 million out of our budget.
The expenditure budget, the answer is yes.
But we got a raise.
The raise
So we have
is-
that going for us.
The raise is before the governor's proposal, and his proposal surprised everybody because before, we all know that the STIR has an unfunded liability, and the original plan is to solve this problem later, starting 15-16 school year.
I just want to go back to November when we were voting and everybody accepted Prop 30. And because it was going to be coming in, it was basically new money coming into the schools that people were indebting themselves to. This is, now we're going to be saying, okay, we get this new money, but we're going to raise your rate for a contribution for a retirement system that will erode any of that new money that you voted to come in. So the net effect to us is a loss, except the state's not paying it, we're paying it on the local level.
The state,
This shifted the burden.
yes,
Thank you.
yes.
Okay.
You read my Facebook post today. I can hardly contain myself when the state does this, and it's so predictable. Anytime there's new money, they figure some side door, back door, way to take that money for the state. That should go to educate the youth of this state.
Yeah.
And we're putting young men and women in jail left and right because we're not able to provide, as a state, a quality education. I'm just so proud of Monrovia and what we've done with Quest, with Mountain Park, with Canyon Oaks, in intervening in those students' lives so that we're not sending them to prison, unlike so many places in the state. And I just, once again, we're going to be faced with how do we deal on the local level with this robbery by the state? And my only hope is that we have such great staff and such great dedicated people that one way or the other, we've made it work so far. Just keep up the good work, folks.
At what point in time are you anticipating that we're going to have a final budget this year?
I anticipate that the state will adopt the budget on time, just the Governor Jerry Brown did last year. And the district, when we submitted board for approval for final adoption for the budget on June 25th board meeting, we will use the governor's May revision assumption to prepare our budget.
All right.
Thank you, Ms. Wu. Does anybody else have any? I mean, I'm speechless. I mean, I'm just, so. Just got nothing else.
Once it's signed, there's really nothing to say until it's signed, because this is just, it's the typical, crap we have to deal with on an annual basis. This is just ridiculous. It's, every year there's a new bait and switch on how politicians will come out and basically lie to the voters to say, vote for this tax because all the money is going to go to your schools. And then as soon as it's passed, the money goes to the schools, but then they just take it away in a different form. And the net result is your students are ending up with less than before you agreed to pay for their mistakes. So hopefully before this gets signed, some reason and sanity will come to the table, and this will get fixed. So it's just kind of useless to talk about until it gets signed. Then we're just going to go back to our normal mode of trying to fix their problems.
Yes, to all that. 8.4, establishment of new positions as a result of a classification study. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Jackson.
Madam President, if I may, the personnel team has spent the past year assessing the structure of the department to best serve the district's needs. Results of the assessments were based on, for example, 11 desk audits, the daily workload of the personnel department, for example, screening 1,731 certificated applications, 2,100 classified applications, testing of 518 classified candidates, and then hiring 53 individuals over the course of the year. As a secretary to the Personnel Commission, I have made a recommendation to eliminate the director of the HR position, which will in effect yield some savings to the district. And then in an effort to establish a new clerical specialist position in the absence of this position that we've eliminated, and then restructure job responsibilities and retitle the current 3 personnel positions: clerical technician, clerical analyst, and clerical administrative position to accomplish the task on a daily basis. Having calibrated these positions and corresponding job responsibilities with 17 other districts, I believe the needs of our district staff and students will best be served under the new configuration. These positions were reviewed by the Personnel Commission prior to presenting them to the board, and so I request that the board establish these classified positions for the Personnel Department.
Now, this is actually not 4 new people being hired, but 4 new people getting new job titles and possibly 1 new person being hired.
Correct. As I explained to my CBO, there are 3 existing positions that were just retitled to match the task of the Personnel Department with the creation of only 1 new position.
Okay. Any other questions for Mr. Jackson? Ms. Mariconda?
Board Member Hammond.
Yes.
Board Member Williams.
Yes.
Board Member Wong.
Yes.
Board Member Gilliland.
Yes.
President Zuko.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0.
Item 9.1, pending board issues. Dr. Trosian, any changes or substantive?
Nothing substantive.
Okay. Item 10.1, next regular board meeting will be June 11th, where we can properly say goodbye to Mr. Zaroyan, if he is able to mechanically make it. 11.1 dates to calendar, lots of graduation. So it is a great busy time of the year, and restaurants should be fully staffed so we can go out after and have a nice meal. We'll have Canyon Oaks Mountain Park Quest on the 3rd and Monrovia High School on the 4th. The last day of school for all the Monrovia students will be Friday, June 6th, and it's a minimum day, so they'll be getting out about 12:30, 1 o'clock, depending on the campus. Other dates to calendars, a lot of music and recitals, and I know it's not listed, and it will be posted, is Tuesday, June 3rd in the morning at the Canyon Park Cabin. We'll have a board retreat to talk about our goals and our feelings, and it'll be great. Finally, we'll be adjourning, 12.0, adjourning in the memory of Dr. Donald Harrison, who passed away recently. He was a 1948 MAD graduate. He received his BA, MA, and doctorate in education from USC and was a professor of business at College of the Desert in Palm Desert until his retirement in 1988. Our condolences go out to his family. We are also adjourning in the memory of Jan Marug, who passed away on the 5th of May. Jan was born, raised, and educated in Monrovia and earned her degree in education from Occidental College. She was fondly referred to as Miss Monrovia. Her obituary reads, Jan was well known and much admired for her devotion to her family, abiding friendships, service to her church, tireless efforts to improve her community, infectious sense of humor, and unforgettable laugh. She will sorely be missed and lovingly remembered. Our condolences go out to her family, and a memorial celebration of her life will be on June 2nd at 2 o'clock at the Douglas and Zook Mortuary. And in that memory, we'll adjourn.